Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor. Welcome back. We're finally getting back into the swing of things. And I wanted to speak more specifically to the energy that we are in right now. The question of what is going on? Why are things so intense has definitely been top of mind for a lot of people. And oftentimes it really can be helpful when we are reminded you're not alone in this. We're all in this together. Everybody's feeling it. And this is a little bit reminiscent of those early energy readings that I used to do. And I kind of miss them because energy is ever changing. And it's always a helpful reminder to know that you are not alone in this. And it's one of the beautiful gifts of being a trauma healer and meeting with so many people throughout the week and seeing the patterns that are so consistent across people that no matter what your specific flavor of experience is, in general, most people are experiencing something very similar. At the very least, our soul family and those of us who are on a similar journey. So, as a reminder, the intensity is not just you. You're not alone in this. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. You are still healing. And we are very much in a birth canal moment right now. We have been in this liminal space for years. And it's very reminiscent of the trauma healing journey, which is very interesting because as within, so without, right? The macro is reflected in the micro. And so, again, you are not alone. There is a very intricate process that we are going through. And I'm going to speak about trauma healing and trauma spotting quite a bit throughout this. And if you don't know what that is, I'm not going to go into detail today. I have done a lot of videos in the past, and I'll also link a training below where I explain all of the specifics in great detail in that free training that you can literally jump over and watch right now. So I'm not going to go into the details right now. But what this is reminiscent of is that exact process, that trauma spotting process. And I often get the image of sort of the fibers of our being because the body keeps the score. This is why we can't heal our trauma with our mind. We have to get into the body. Somatic wisdom lives in the whispers of the sensations that your body uses to speak to you, to help you heal, to help set you free, to help guide you home to the spirit of the creator that lives inside of your body. And the image that I often get is sort of the fibers of the muscle. That's how intricate this process is. And in this birth canal moment, the intensity, the solar flares, the geomagnetic storms, the Schumann resonance spikes, whatever you want to point your finger to, all of it is the creator leveling us up. And it can feel frustrating. Like, why are we still here? Why haven't we come to the breakthrough moment yet? It can feel like that 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or, the spiral of integration, how we seem to revisit things. And there is a reason for that. We absolutely are moving forward. We absolutely have come a tremendously far way so far. And no, we're not quite there yet. It'll take a few more years to really get to a place of I don't know if you want to say relief because it's really dependent on the person and how much you've healed. There's relief already for those of us who are doing the work, but it doesn't mean that the trials don't continue to come. And yet at the same time, it doesn't mean that you will forever live in trial. It doesn't mean that you have to learn through suffering. And so when I get this image of the fibers of the muscles, that is how nuanced and intricate the growth process is, where we almost have to clean every chord of your instrument one by one. And as we clean the one next to it, we may leave a little residual on the one behind it and have to go back and clean that one again. And yet we are still making progress. We are still getting there. And I have some sticky notes up by the camera. So if I'm looking up, that's what I'm looking for. I like to really tap in and get the notes and then just let it flow from there. But we're in that process of shedding layers, cleaning the fibers of the muscle, cleaning the notes of your instrument. And I really like the example of an instrument because we are electromagnetic, we are vibrational, we have a frequency, and all of this is real, all of this is science. This is not woo-woo stuff. And we are like an instrument. We play a melody, we play a song, we play music, we play a wave form, and of course that becomes what we are a match to and what we experience in life and determines how we level up. And yet if you have unhealed trauma, if you have distortion in your system, if you have an impinged nerve, almost literally, then you are going to have a distorted waveform. Your music is going to sound out of tune. You are going to be a mismatch to the life that your creator created you for, which is a life of beauty and joy and peace and flow and ease. And so I refuse to believe, and I have received plenty of evidence and ample confirmation from the creator that we do not have to live a life of suffering. We do need to go through challenge and difficult moments to be able to awaken to the distortions, the unhealed trauma, the shadows that live inside of us, the unresourceful behaviors, the choices we have made, the falling back into old patterns and people and timelines that has kept us stuck. But when we fully release all of that, when we have fully shed the layers, there will still be more layers, but layers of growth through joy, through peace, through ease. And this is why I love the trauma spotting process so much, because your body is wise. Your body is not your own. Your body is the temple of the spirit. The kingdom of heaven lives within. It is the channel or the avenue or the bridge between heaven and earth that is going to facilitate ease and growth, or I should say growth through ease, easy growth. I start to celebrate when I can find new things. In fact, I look forward to my morning walks every morning because I am out there doing the trauma spotting process every single day. I am looking for that next impingement, that next distortion. Show me, God, where am I off? Where am I misaligned? And because the spirit of the creator lives inside of you, you will hear answers. The somatic whispers of sensation, the wisdom of the creator that speaks through the body is always trying to clarify, retune, and clean up those cords so that you can become a match to your highest timeline, your highest expression, your full self-actualization, whatever, science, psychology, or spirituality language you want to use, doesn't matter. There is a place in time. There is a space and a realm, a timeline where you thrive. And you learn easily, because when you are in tune with the body and the spirit in the body, the creator's whispers that are guiding you, you will avoid the pitfalls. You will avoid stepping back into toxic relationships or behaviors that hold you back. This is when it gets to be easy, and not just easy, it gets to be enjoyable and beautiful. I really feel like the Lord's Prayer can trip some people up, right? Our Father art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. That phrase, thy will be done, has been utilized. We don't need to go into who or why, but to wield power over us, to cause us to believe that God desires our suffering. But there's actually a verse that says, yes, challenges will come, but we always forget the part that follows that says, don't worry, I already got it figured out for you. It means you don't have to suffer. If you follow the most commonly repeated instruction, it is not to fear, because that is what causes the suffering and the pain, right? So we're in this liminal space, this birth canal place, where the pressure is intense and the cleaning feels aggravating. Every misalignment must go. Every cord out of tune, every unhealed trauma, every impingement on the instrument, every distortion must go. And that can be difficult for those who cling to the foundation of the belief system that, if it is removed, shatters their world. Those who cling to being fed in unresourceful ways, those who manipulate, those who lie, but also those who are afraid of the shadow, and those who are believing that there's not enough money or not enough resources to get the help that you need. Any misalignment, any distortion always ties back to a thought and a belief system, and usually unhealed trauma. And again, because the body keeps the score, it is the avenue to releasing those things. Now, if you don't feel comfortable or you're not ready, all you have to do, meaning if you're not ready to dive directly into trauma healing, all you have to do is start to listen to the sensations of your body. When you drink a cup of warm water, can you feel it going down? When you drive in traffic and someone cuts you off, can you feel your shoulders clench? Can you put enough space and time between the external stimuli and your response to see what thoughts, what beliefs, what part of me is coming forward? Those are some activities that I would offer you if you're not ready for the full-on trauma healing process yet. But that is the first steps that will get you into listening to what is trying to set you free. What is godly, thy will be done, is only right and just and pure and beautiful. If you think about thy will be done, what is God's will? It is not suffering. It is not hardship. It is not prolonged time spent. I'm almost hearing like sentences spent in prison, in jail, in being trapped in unhealed trauma, being abused, being taken advantage of, being in poverty. None of that is godly. None of that is God's will. We have to stop believing that anything that is ungodly is God's will, right? So what is godly? What is God like? Right? The kingdom of heaven is paved with gold. God loves unconditionally, right? To be childlike, to be full of joy and play and peace and trust, surrender, flow, beauty. Those are godly things. So to recognize that if you are holding on to, if you are afraid of losing something, if you are afraid of something having power over you, if you have fear around anything at all, that is ungodly. That is a distortion. That is an unhealed trauma. That is a wound. That is a misalignment. And that is what's trying to be removed from your life. Now, pain plus resistance equals suffering. So I might experience a little bit of discomfort as I have to let go of my attachment to my children, or what I thought my family would look like, or the way the business should look, or what home I live in. If I am clinging to those things, if those define me, if those can rock my world by losing them, I must go through that valley. And this is what we're going through right now. This birth canal, this liminal space is the stripping away of every misalignment. Now, the beauty is they are simply beliefs and thoughts. So when we get keen to the process, we can undo those pretty quickly without actually having to lose the things that we are relying on. We can just lose the reliance, right? Perspective dance our way around a new belief that is aligned, that causes the expansion in the system and the opening and the allowing for the creator to provide what is already trying to come to you. This is the process of allowing. That full surrender of every single thing in your life, surrendering every desire, surrendering every fear, surrendering every belief system, knowing that in that complete and total annihilation of self, we are filled with the glory of the creator of the universe that has something so much bigger than anything we could ever dream of. We can finally receive it as that empty vessel. Our posture as we go through this, again, pain plus resistance equals suffering. If we resist the process, we're going to suffer, but suffering is not required. If we can step into that neutral, compassionate witness, observe the part of us that is afraid, observe the shaking in the system, witness compassionately with neutrality the sensations in the body, and purely feel the emotion without the story, closing the stress response, relieving it from your body, and opening up again to the truth of the whispers that can only be heard in true stillness in the body. Unfortunately, you will have to go through the valley. That may mean losing everything. It may not. If you're willing to go headlong into the shadow and into the trauma and into the healing and into the release, it'll just be thoughts and belief systems and an hour of processing difficult sensation. But either way, you will have to go through the valley to get to the mountaintop. But the mountaintop truly is heaven on earth. You see, we are rising into our soft power. Oh, I heard a beautiful example or explanation of what we are experiencing right now in the world. I wish I could remember the man's name. A therapist, a psychologist on TikTok. I'll see if I can get that and link that below, because I like to give credit where credit is due. But he said essentially what we're experiencing right now is the death of the patriarchal reign. And he explained that that was born through a little boy who got his feelings hurt and decided he no longer needed women or other people or tenderness or softness or emotion. He said, I got muscles, I got money, and that's enough. And what I heard in his explanation of this, it makes so much sense because this is what I see every single time in my clients, is it's the wounded little child who adopts an unresourceful behavior and belief system that becomes a subconscious program, becomes an operating system for life, peanut buttered across every aspect of life. And to be able to find that version of you, that little boy, that little girl that was hurt, that decided this operating system was what was going to keep you safe and alive, and loving them back into wholeness so that they are no longer feeling the need to hijack your system, so that you can finally move from your current, present, adult, mature self instead of behaving like that wounded inner child. You see, in that wound, in that program, in that subconscious system, we not only damage ourselves and hurt our own life and our own future and our own potential and cut ourselves off from miracles, but we also, when we refuse to heal our own wounds, we bleed on others. And this is the perpetuation of what we have experienced in the world today. Have you ever noticed when somebody's mean to you, you find it very, very difficult to turn around and be kind to someone else? In fact, you're likely going to be mean to someone else. But when someone smiles at you and says, I like your shoes, you look amazing today, you turn around and you smile at someone else. No matter what direction we're going, we're building momentum. And there's really only two types of thoughts, which means there's really only two trajectories in life. You're either growing or dying. You're either in fear or love. And so we have to be willing to be the first on the front line to say enough is enough. I will remain soft no matter how heartless you are to me. I will remain kind no matter how much you hurt me. I will do the work within myself. I will sweep in front of my own door to make sure that I can show up in the way that God created me to, so that we can stop this ball that is rolling down the wrong path and change it to the right one. The patriarchal society, the way of life that is an overly dominant masculine and maybe even toxic masculinity. I don't like to throw terms like that around, but if you're pushing through force and control and ego and making it happen and impatience and not waiting for the creator to move for you, you are using hard power. But that is not what God's calling us to. The creator works through soft power. The flowers don't push their buds open, they open slowly. The trees go through their process. They allow the process of death and rebirth. This is the way that the creator works. And so you are an extraordinarily powerful being when you empty all the crap out. You go through the birth canal, you face the shadows, you go through the valley, you climb the mountain. It gets easier. It gets to be phenomenal. and you'll be asked to surrender probably 50 times along the way. And you'll go, okay, I surrendered. And God's like, nope, more, nope, more, no more, no more, until you are completely annihilated. Not in the sense that your body is destroyed or that your personality is erased, but all egoic desires are removed. That you're finally willing to say, okay, God, in every moment, I want you to tell me right or left, up or down, apple or orange. Because when you can do that, when you stop pushing through your ego with impatience, needing it to happen tomorrow, and you can sit in stillness in your body, you can allow the creator to lead you, you will be brought to the promised land, overflowing with milk and honey beyond your wildest dreams. You carry a seed of Eden. Those of you who are in this soul family, who watch these videos, you are a match to my energy. You and I together, we carry seeds of Eden. We are warriors for the light. We are the new earth construction team. We are the hidden seekers, the flashlights that have been tucked away in the drawer, waiting for the lights to go out. Your time is now. All of that liminal space, healing work, the 1 foot in one world, 1 foot in the new world, it's all bringing you to a culmination point. A point where it all becomes worthwhile. where you start to see that heaven on earth is possible and it is birthed through us. It is what we are birthing right now. That identity of a daughter of the creator of the universe, or a son of the creator of the universe, a warrior that uses soft power. By the way, soft power is stillness, complete stillness in the system, patience, unshakable confidence, absolute certainty that everything is happening for the good in every moment. And God always uses even what the enemy intended for negative to be good for my life. And when I am led by the Creator, there is nothing anyone can do to take me down. When you stand in that certainty and you know your own power, and you can look somebody dead in the eye and say, I see you. I see all of you. And nothing about you shakes me. What that does is it returns the mirror. They see themselves and they crumble under their own weight. That is soft power. You wield the power of the creator of the universe through steadiness, stillness, certainty, and choosing alignment in every moment. We are in a spiritual battle. We walk by faith, not by sight, which means nothing around us, nothing that we see actually matters. None of it is actually evidence of truth in this moment. It's an echo of the past. But that spiritual war is fought with soft power through that certainty and that stillness. It's through the thoughts, through the belief systems, and the ability to hold. Hold yourself steady. Hold yourself still. Manage that internal chaos. Understand it, heal it, know what makes you shake so that you can be rock solid. Certainty and gratitude will always win. And when you can master that, when you can find your alignment and you can stand still in the eye of the storm, you get to return to Eden. So again, heal the trauma, get the junk out of the way, tune your system, restore your original Eden blueprint. Come home to yourself. Remember who the Creator created you to be before the world changed you, because you are amazing. And your awesomeness is needed in the world. And I don't care if you're 10 or 20 or 95, it is not too late. It is never too late. People need you. People need your voice. We need you. You carry a seed of Eden like no one else. So it's time to come home. Home is where the heart is, literally inside your body, where the Creator lives. Will guide you, restore you, heal you, and set you free. If you want to know how to do that, it's all managed through the trauma spotting process. Not only do you heal your trauma, but you restore the voice of the Creator that lives within, get all those trauma voices out of the way so you can actually hear, and then become the powerful co-creator you were made to be, so that you can bring about your seed of Eden and restore heaven on earth. That free training is listed below. I love you so much, my friends, and I cannot wait to see you in the promised land. Namaste, my friends.